we go. And well, to start, this is Adam Larson, the youth sports coordinator
for basketball and football.
Basketball and football here at Jonesboro City Parks and Rec. And the first question that I have for you is, why did you choose this profession?
Well, I've always enjoyed youth sports, like working with kids, and especially the younger kids, because developmentally, that's where you really kind of get to really hone in and help them become better athletes, and not just by teaching them their skill sets, but by having them learn leadership, and teamwork, and how to win graciously and how to lose graciously.
Okay, and then I know you already answered this, but how long have you been working in this field?
Well, I've worked for Parks and Rec for around 8 or 9 years. I worked as just a regular gym attendant, checking out basketballs and punishing kids for chewing gum in the gym, that kind of thing. And then I moved up to the tennis coordinator position at Allen Park, which I just worked with the coaches and the teams for high schools that were having tennis matches with Parks and Rec. And then I got the gym manager position at Allen Park, where I was in charge of the staff. And it's basically, you're an office worker, but you're in charge of all the other office workers. It wasn't too glamorous.
Okay.
But and then a few weeks ago, they asked me to move up to this position, and I've really been enjoying it.
Okay, and I had another question later on, but leading off of that, so you think you get this position through the application process and all that was really just your experience working with them before then?
I think it helped. I know when this position became available, there were 3 or 4 people that were interested in it. Mm-hmm. And I think that me working for Parks and Rec and the experience I've had with youth sports, and for 2 years I was a intramural coordinator at ASU, and it helped kind of broaden my knowledge of sports and rules and regulations.
Okay, so you had a lot of experience leading up to this then. Then from this position, do you feel that you have a good opportunity for promotion in the any kind of?
Well, within Parks and Rec, it's a city government job.
Mm-hmm.
When positions become available above you, you can always apply for them, but there's no guarantee you're going to get them. They do raises within the city of Jonesboro when the budget allows. But the big thing with City of Jonesboro is, and with most government jobs, is the benefit package, and that's that. You don't make a whole lot of money at the job, but it makes up for it, with your medical bills, and like I've got a work truck, I've got a work phone, I've got a work gas card, like all that helps make this job very enticing.
Okay. Then what were you kind of led on this earlier, but what was the position you had leading up to this, the last one actually?
Gym manager.
Gym manager, okay.
I had 5 staff, including myself, and you just work out schedules,
okay.
And I coordinated events at Allen Park. Like, so say somebody had the community room rented for a baby shower. I would make sure that there was somebody staffed at the gym during that time, half hour before and a half hour after, and make sure it was cleaned up.
Okay, so you already had some management experience.
Right.
Being in charge of some people before this as well. Okay. Then, so I know you're new to this position, but maybe going back to some of your previous positions, what's the biggest challenge you really had dealing with youth sports and facility management and all that?
It's always going to be parents. Because you're going to have, regardless of the job you do, you're not going to make everybody happy, and you're going to have somebody who is going to take an issue with something you're doing, whether you're doing it right or wrong, and you just kind of have to learn to let it roll off of you. Acknowledge that they are upset about something, but if you try to address every single issue and you try to change every single thing to make everybody happy, you're going to go crazy.
I can see that, just going to youth sports games and seeing, because I helped with the football last year. And those parents are,
they get very passionate.
That's a perfect word for it. I couldn't have said any better. And what's a typical workday for you, hour-wise? How much time are you really?
Usually come in at 8 and then leave around 5 or 5:30.
Okay,
and that's just for the office hours. We also have we'll have game nights where we're you're coming in and working 8 to 5, and then you've got your games going from 5:30 to 9:30.
Okay.
So sometimes you have an easy day, and you're just in here, you're doing paperwork, doing emails, you've got the radio on, and then other days you're going to be out lining fields and all that good stuff.
Like I said, when I worked for Mark before, I saw him on some days being here at 8 in the morning till 10 at night out at the field. So
especially last year or this last winter during our winter basketball tournament. I mean, he was coming in about 8:30, and then he would work until 5, and then tournament started at 5:30, and then that was over at 9:30.
That's long days. You definitely have to be, like I said, passionate about the job too,
right,
to be able to put in that kind of hours. And then really, I guess one of the last things is what kind of advice would you give for somebody looking to get into this field?
Just start getting whatever experience you can, and working with the football program is going to help a lot. But you don't want to just have a knowledge base of the sports you're wanting to work with. You want to get as many sports under your belt as you can, because that's going to make you more hireable. Okay. Like we've got some new programs. We've got rugby, cheerleading, and rock climbing. I don't know anything about that, but thank goodness we've got a guy that he's in charge of those programs.
Okay. So for instance, with all especially rugby and I guess soccer getting so much bigger, being able to not just be knowledgeable about the football and basketball like most people are,
right?
Being able to help that other knowledge of those would be
right.
Really helpful to land in that type of job.
Like especially because we have 3 program directors for all of our programs at I said Arkansas State, for City of Jonesboro, and so I may have to go out and help if Bill, our soccer coordinator, if he's short a referee, I may have to go help him out one weekend. Okay. I'm fairly knowledgeable of soccer, but if I had no idea, that I'd just be a hindrance. Mm-hmm. Same with Jared Stroud, our other program coordinator. If I'm helping out with rugby, I've got to know, I have to have at least some basic knowledge of what I'm doing when I'm out there refereeing. Otherwise, I'm not going to help anybody.
Okay, that's true. Then I think what's one of the most important things you gained from like the actual knowledge of what you learned in college that you can really apply here, or is it mainly just what you learn hands-on? If you see where I'm coming from.
It gives you a knowledge base to start from. It gives you a solid foundation to start your career, if this is a career you're wanting to do. But like 100% of every other job you ever have, it's going to be experience as your best teacher. Yeah. I mean, college and high school and elementary, they basically prepare you for the next steps, and college basically preps you to start a job.
Okay.
And then once you're on the job is when you actually learn how to do the job.
Okay. And you told me you just graduated last
August.
Right,
yeah. I went back and finished my degree after, took a semester off for about 9 years.
Okay, that's understandable. You still finished, though. But what was that degree, actually?
Sports management.
It was sport management? Okay. I never heard that specifically. So.
Yeah.
But I think that's about all I have here, so thanks a lot.
No problem at all.